Hello everyone. This week we are going to continue our look at the Industrial Revolution. And next week we'll be getting to talking in a more focused sense on the development of imperialism in the 19th century. And I wanted to continue our discussion on the Industrial Revolution this week. And this week I have a short documentary for you. It's about 20 minutes, and it's really, really good. And there will be a video quiz with it, so make sure you take that video quiz. It's a really, really good sort of summary of many of the things we've already covered last week. In addition, I have a couple of readings that are posted in modules. So we're going to kind of move out of the textbook this week. There's a couple of sort of readings in PDF in modules that I want you to read. And these readings are designed to sort of cast the Industrial Revolution into a grander sort of perspective. So we can think about this change that we see happening in the 1800s and the ramifications for the 21st century. So I have two short PDF readings for you that I want you to take a look at in there. We'll have a brief documentary film on this. And what we're going to be thinking about are things that are related to this chart you see here, which shows you the sort of massive growth in world populations from the beginning of human civilizations. And if any of you haven't taken my EUH 1000 course, I strongly encourage you to. EUH 1000 starts right in here, and it takes us up to right about here where we start our EUH 1001 course. And of course, in this course, what we witness because of improved farming techniques and the development of the Industrial Revolution is a massive growth in population. And connected to the growth in population, the population growth is reliant during the Industrial Revolution on the widespread burning and use of fossil fuels. And this has created some significant global issues and concerns in the 21st century. Things that scientists today say are absolutely fixable, but that we need to make we really need to take the steps to address these things, according to scientists in the 21st century. So we're going to look at the Industrial Revolution sort of in the grand scale this week. We're going to think about how this shift to the widespread use of fossil fuels in the 1800s leads increasingly to population growth, and how that has led to, in the 21st century, to some really profound global crises surrounding deforestation, surrounding air pollution, and other really significant environmental changes. So that's what we're going to look at this week. I think you'll find it a pretty interesting class this week. This is the factoid. The factoid is that as you might infer from this chart, that scholars, scientists, have increasingly begun to argue and believe that the world today is witnessing another extinction crisis. So throughout the sort of biological history of Earth, of course, many of you know about the extinction of the dinosaurs, which the dinosaurs were believed to have been their extinction caused by the collision of a massive comet or asteroid. There are up to this point 5 extinction crises. And when you say extinction crisis, you're talking about a moment in time in the biological history of Earth in which a massive amount of species go extinct, particularly the big species, right? Like the dinosaurs, for example. Increasingly, scientists have come to argue and believe that humanity and the world right now are in the throes of what they call the Sixth Extinction. And there have even been some scientists who have suggested that if really serious change is not made, that the populations of humans on the Earth might, in a relative to the span of the biological history of the Earth, in a relative short period of time, might itself face extinction. Of course, from its own causes. So the factoid is Many scientists argue today that the world is witnessing a sixth extinction crisis. And scientists argue that that extinction crisis is inherently linked to industrialization, the Industrial Revolution, and the huge expansion of populations, and associated with the expansion of population, the way that those populations use resources and the type of resources that they use. Let's have a great week. I will see everyone in the discussion forum, and let me know if you have any questions.